Police departments have their own vague policies. The healthcare system does not allow you to take your own health insurance across county lines. Prison system transports their prisoners from one jail to the other just so everyone involved in the industry can get a piece of the pie. The US was built on the idea of being independent. From an organization to an individual is encouraged to work independently. But what happens when this system falters, unable to fulfill its intended purpose due to its very independence? Today, I want to focus on our nation's police department and specifically on its excessive use of tasers. The New York Times and the Mississippi Times did an investigation of the relative use of tasers by the Mississippi Police Departments. They found out that officers frequently use tasers excessively and in situations where the use was not justified. One example is Vivian Burks. She was shocked 4 times in quick succession, despite not being a physical threat. And when it comes to accountability and oversight, well, there is none. Some police departments have outdated or vague policies on taser use, pretty much letting the police officer decide what is too much. Now, talking about accountability, every taser has an electronic log installed in them. So every time it logs the amount and the length for which it was used. Guess what? Some departments didn't even know that logs can be downloaded from the tasers, while others didn't have the necessary cables to download the data. And some never bothered with downloading it. And those who did never felt like it was necessary to analyze it. Independent, I guess. What were the repercussions for this independence? Well, the logs and incident reports revealed cases where tasers were used in ways that violated every standard. Be the case with Vivian Burks or Keith Murrell's death. Keith was shocked at least 40 times while he posed no physical threat. So what is going on here? The fact is that there are many reasons why this happens, from broken policies to culture, but one fact that really stands out for me and is very frustrating is the way the police officers are trained. They are trained to make sure that they have control of the situation. How they get the control is up to them. Shouldn't there be some training where the officers are shown how to determine that the suspect is not a threat anymore? Like just a simple look at the person on the ground? We should be able to get that feeling that the suspect is suffering and now I can stop tasing them. I will say that most police officers do use common sense. But that small number of officers that don't, they are the reason we need to federally regulate these things. Look at it like this. Every organization works independently, but internally, they all have a structure, a mindset they need to follow. Imagine every department having a drastically different way of working that doesn't even reflect what the organization stands for. In the long term, it will hurt more than benefit. I'll say this, the police departments should have the ability to run independently. Every town and city is different. However, policy on when to use tasers and the process of analyzing its data needs to be set by the federal government so that it's a national standard. Sometimes more government is not really that bad of a thing. A successful example is of the Occupational Safety and Health Administration. They help set workplace safety standards, ensuring baseline protection for workers across all states. Then, local businesses can go beyond those standards to suit their industry. Federal oversight doesn't have to mean stifling independence. It means establishing a foundation of fairness and accountability. Just as Occupational Health and Safety Administration ensures workplace safety while allowing industries to adapt to their unique needs, federal standards for tasers can create a baseline that protects citizens without dismantling local autonomy. Imagine a system where every police department has a clear policy on taser use, where every log is analyzed and every misuse is addressed, not buried in outdated policies or ignorance. It's not about controlling every decision. It's about ensuring that decisions aren't left to chance or negligence. True independence flourishes within a framework of accountability by setting clear, enforceable standards. We don't undermine our ideas, we reinforce them. After all, if independence is the backbone of our system, fairness and justice must be its heart.